part of the reason why I want to meet early, or hang out in between my lessons. So if you do 1 o'clock, Jason, it'll give me a chance to show you what I've been working on, and yeah, rack your brains.
Excellent.
All right, so actually, let me pull up my lessons here. Hold on, what am I doing here? Participants. We can start off with man, let's see, desktop. I wear my heart on my sleeve a lot of times, and like let people in by saying, there's been peaks and valleys in my week, but I say that because I like, first of all, I like people to know, I like transparency, but I like people to also relate to that when you're trying to grow and you're trying to be creative, when you're trying to be a creator, when you're trying to be an artist, that's what happens a lot of times. Like you go through these growing pains and you don't know why, but it tells you you're on the right track, all right, so Zildjian warm up, we've done it a million times. So let's do the double beat, number 3, and then those of you guys who can't read it, it's all good, I'll just explain. It's basically the same pattern until we get to this measure 3 here, and then it doubles the pattern. So it's like then it doubles that, and then you repeat that with your left hand lead, right, left, keep in mind the sticking here. This tells us what hand we're doing. Sometimes looking at the sticking will help us to read this a little bit better because there's 2 R's next to each other, meaning right. All right, so we're going to go all the way through this, repeat, then we go down to here. My students know these are cheesy breads and sausage. cheesy bread, sausage. Then your left hand. 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. All right, then it doubles. 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN, 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. Then you switch to your left. Okay? And then then we're complete. So when we get to here, to number ending on beat 1, I'll count us back in, and then we'll either do it a little bit faster or try it like that. Everybody with me? Good? All right. Let me get a metronome. Double beat. Sorry. Let me get some coffee and let's go. Here we go. 1, 2, 1. Sorry. Let me get my real practice pad. Like, why does that sound different? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left. Double. Cheesy bread. Left. Okay, cool. Before we go on, can everybody mute, please? Yeah. All right, let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, go. Right. Left. Cheesy bread. left. Yay. Let's go a little faster. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Ah. Two, 1, 2, ready, go. Easy bread. Nice full strokes. Very nice. More coffee. Oh, a good one to start off on. Gets your hands working. All right, can we 120 it? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Using those fingers and wrists. Good. Try to the faster we go, try to relax your grip a little bit more, and or if you're having trouble going through this, try to relax your grip, try to relax your shoulders, try to relax your neck, and just try to shut your brain off and not think about it. Just let the sticks do the work. All right, let's try it again. 1, 2, ready, go. Left. Cheesy bread. One more. 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Cheesy bread. Good. Nice job. Very cool. I love that. Love that. How'd everybody do? Everybody still with us? Good. All right, good. Let's do this stick control one. 16 notes. I think we'll be working with 16 notes for our chop today. So this one is pretty. It's not too difficult. It's all 16 notes all the way down for these 8 bars, and but the thing that's changing is the sticking. So we have our check pattern here, which is just right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, single stroke roll. Then we have right, 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 left, for one measure. Still playing 16th notes, right, 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 left, right, 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 left. Check pattern, single stroke again. Check pattern is this pattern right here. Oops. And then we flip that. So now it's right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, left, left. Check pattern. Then we have fours. 1, 2, 3, 4 on our right. 1, 2, 3, 4 on our left. Check pattern, and then we play doubles, and we're done. So I'll count us in again, just like we did that first exercise. 16 notes all the way down, just changing our sticking pattern. Keep if you can, if you got a good view of this, just try to keep an eye out for which one we're on. It's hard for me to like yell out right, 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 left one, and play it at the same time. So, but I'll try, or I'll just try to call out check pattern, or I'll let us know when we're on the fours, quads, or whatever you want to call those. All right, here we go. Let's get some 16ths here. Ooh, that's loud. All right. That's how fast we got to play it. And here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Right, left, right. Check pattern. Here comes the fours. Doubles. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, you know what? Sorry, before we start, I forgot to take note of our dynamic notation here. So first time around, it's piano, very quiet. Second time around, it's forte, so very loud. All right. So if you guys want to try that, try to keep in mind your what is this? Your dynamic notation. All right. Let's try that again. So piano. 1, 2, ready, go. Quads. Doubles. And now we're forte. 1, 2, ready, go. Ah. Fours, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And doubles. Oh, man. Okay. Come on. Hello. There we go. All right, here we go. Piano. 1, 2, ready, go. Here comes the fours. Go. And doubles. 1, 2, forte, ready, go. Fours. And doubles. Very cool. It should start when you're getting into the forte. It should be more wrist action, more whipping action, all that jazz. All right, let's try it again. Ooh. Let's go 5 BPM slower than that. Here we go. Piano. 2, ready, go. And doubles. 1, 2, ready, forte. doubles. Very cool. Okay. Let's go one more. Not too much faster, but just a little bit. Here we go. Now we can do better than that. Come on. All right, there we go. Piano. 1, 2, ready, go. Fours. 1, 2. I said 1, 2, ready, forte. Doubles. Not bad. Not bad. Cool. Which is the hardest one for you guys? Which is the hardest one?
In that particular one?
Yeah.
Either the 3 rights then the left, or then the right and then 3 lefts.
The right, left, left, left is the one that gets me. I can't make it sound even.
Just from a speed standpoint, it's the 4 on a hands.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's hard too for me. It's for some reason it's just wrapping my head around the right, left, 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 right, left, left. I should probably just practice that by itself. Like I always want to accent the first one, you know, like that kind of thing. It's just That's why I love these exercises. They're simple, you know, and they're doable because it's just a sticking pattern that's changing, and it's a very understandable sticking pattern. But it's just it still gets your mind working and your hands working, you know. So very nice. All right, let's move on to a new challenge. It's very not hard stuff at all, but it's another one of those things where we're used to playing something a certain way, and then here, let me just share it with you. This is from Drumeo. This is Orlando Drummer. Oh, did I close it? What a jerk. Oops, that's not what it is. All right, so let's see here. This is continuing from our discussion on Wednesday. So Wednesday for you guys who weren't here, it was we were working on we were doing some Herta stuff. I've been loving the Herta this week. It's really great for like fills, and so this is something that we can use both as a chop and as a warm up. Okay, so let me see if I can get this straight here. Okay, so this is he wrote flams really weird. He didn't write flams with a ghost or a grace note. He wrote it just on top of each other. But this is supposed to be a flam. That's why it says F. This is a right-handed Swiss Army triplet. But now we normally play Swiss Army triplets as triplets, but these are not triplets. So it's the sticking pattern of a Swiss Army triplet. So this is like right, right, left, right, right, left. So, and he's playing that flam. He's playing on the floor tom. So, if that makes sense, if I can hear it. Let me get it so you guys can hear it. So it's and then there's like a flamadiddle at the end, I think. So flam, right, left, left. So it's like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a no. Oh my gosh, now I can't hear it. So is everybody following me so far? It's kind of weird because it's not a triplet, and we're used to triplets, right? But it is not. It's in 16th notes, so that means it feels like it's over the bar. That's why we have to do a flam a diddle at the end. Flam right, left, left, and then it works. So let me play this click thing here. Hey, what's going on? Oops, I did the wrong one. Slow that down a little bit more. Ooh. Here we go. On this one, so this is a right-handed. Yeah. No, I'm doing left-handed. That's what it would sound like. I was doing it backwards. Okay, so it's a right-handed flam tap, meaning your left is going first. As the grace note, and then you can hear how it sounds, and then you do a flam a diddle at the end. Flam right, left, left. He's doing them as ghost notes. Those are like optional. I love those. Sounds like a Vinny fill. Okay, so if we do that one, then the next one is the same pattern, but now we're herta-ing. So So it's very similar to what we're doing. It's, I mean, the herta feels like the flam because it's in the same place. So it feels like this would, if we continued, we didn't do it like a diddle, a paradiddle at the end, a herta diddle or whatever you call this. It would just go over the bar line and continue and continue. So, but yeah. So again. If I separate my hands. Oops. Okay, so. I still got half pads on. All right. So now we have two. We have that flam Swiss triplet thing. And now the Herta 3 or whatever. All right, so next, this one's a little bit easier because it's actually like it's not an over the bar type of thing. So it's a flam paradiddle. So you're just doing two lefts at the end. So what would this be? Flamadiddle. So and that would only be right-handed flamadiddle, not left-hand. The way they have it written, anyways. All right, so, what happened? Give me a sec. Why did it shut my camera off? Why would it do that? Disconnected here. Let me make sure my audio is connected still. Yes, it is. You guys can hear me, right? Cool. All right, so back to the lecture at hand. All right, so flamadiddles. Right-handed flamadiddles. Oh. Wait. All right, I'm getting confused with my right or my left because he has F written instead of the actual sticking. But anyways. This thing is disconnected. Oh, that's why. My pad unplugged my camera. Here. Hold on. USB. There we go. All right, and this. And this. There we go. All right, so flamadiddle, we got that. Okay, same idea now, you guessed it. We're doing the same thing, but with Herta instead. So we're doing two lefts at the end. So 1, 2, ready, go. If I separate my hands. Using the fill from last week or Wednesday. It's really cool to do that one. It frees up your right hand for a big crash at the end of that fill. Okay, cool. So then the last one is, or the last two is combos of both. So you have your flam Swiss triplet, then your Herta kind of Swiss triplet idea. So let me see. It's okay, so you got 16th note, regular 16th notes, right, left at the end. those two, then you can start being creative and making up different orchestrations. I like that one. That's cool. That's that one, and then last one is the diddle paradiddle kind of vibe for it. So we can start building some fills. Ooh, I like that. Stuff, man. Oh my gosh. You guys get the picture. So there's endless possibilities with all this stuff, man. It's really cool. All right. So any questions, any thoughts, any cool licks that I'm missing, any cool orchestrations that you guys have come up with? How are you guys feeling about this Herta Flam challenge?
It's really cool. I like it.
It's cool to think about, like, you know, it's not the same thing, but it's very similar, you know, those two patterns, even though the sticking is set up a little bit different, but it's like my mind for some reason understands it very similarly because it feels the same. It's just notes that are closer together. And like the flam is a little bit closer together than the Herta, I guess you can say. You know, you spread out the Herta a little bit. And I mean, the sticking is not the same, but you know, you get what I mean. These are just I love those for some reason. Or putting a kick before them. Yeah. I can't do it right this morning, but you get what I mean, right? That just putting a kick before your Herta, so. No way. I also like displacing it and putting a snare before, so. Anyways, I love that pattern, man. I love it. It makes you sound cool. Hertas. The Herta. All right, guys. So that's gonna be it for our warm up. And I hope that was good for you guys. And now, yeah, I'm gonna put on some of this. So what's everybody been working on? Anybody working on anything in particular? This week, you guys know what I've been working on. It's just been Herta City for me. I've been doing all my lessons based on that too. Like, okay, today we're going to be looking at the Herta.
Yeah, I've been kind of doing a Herta thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
And am I calling it right? The Bleshta or whatever? Remember I was asking you about that. I'm trying to just incorporate just kind of new fills and stuff. And actually, a lot of that shedding kind of stuff, like linear patterns.
Yes.
Because I'm just watching those guys go nuts with the single base, like adding doubles in there. You were just basically doing it right there with in front of the Herta.
Uh-huh.
But like I'm just trying to work on my foot a little bit better.
Yeah. You know that Justin exercise that we were doing, I find that one to be really good. Here, I'm going to pull it up. This one it starts overwhelming me because my mind starts going to the possibilities. Here, I wrote a different version of this, and where is it?
And I think that's why I'm trying to get rid of my double bass, because I really rely on doing the double thing. Like, just to me, it's cheating. Like, I really want to learn to get that independence. So actually, I'm doing a lot of just right kick, left kick, right kick.
Yeah.
It's so hard to do. Right? Like, evenly, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. That's one we've used for chops and coffee. And you can do that. You can double that, do the diddles in between. Right, left, right, kick, kick, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick. Then do threes. Right, kick, 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 left, kick, 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 This thing, I've been
it's great.
I've been taking these and building like it's been crazy, but I know these are just 16th notes, but if you take these patterns and then start doing them as triplets, and then you start messing with your hands doing, different hand patterns or different like orchestrations of like, even this first one is great, man. And like, because these are 6 notes right here, you can do this as like maybe triplets and do this as like maybe a paradiddle diddle. Or like, a double paradiddle, or anything. There's all kinds of different things you can do. But taking these and just doing like different orchestrations of them, you can build so many. Like this page has 24 of them, and I look at this as 24 different chops that are like, once you start opening the can of worms on just one of them, it's like, dude, you have a whole mess of new licks just based on a 16th note kick drum variation challenge, And then like I said, when you start changing the notation, the subdivisions, and like you start maybe adding like, like we were working on the Herta. So maybe you add like, you do this kick, kick, and then you do a Herta pattern right here for these 2 notes, and then you do the 16th note. It's like, man, it starts becoming so dope.
Yeah, it's crazy because like most of my whole career of drumming, my fills, I don't know, I missed the memo or something, but I'm really hard pressed to see drummers that aren't doing fills with a bunch of linear stuff. I've always mainly just used my hands for fills.
Yeah.
It seems like an obvious thing, like there's another limb added in there, but
right.
I've just always used my hands, if I'm to be honest.
It's funny, man. A lot of people, like a lot of drummers, just don't think like that. Like I'm the same way. The most I would do is like the triplety John Bonham type of, or and like try to permutate that like a little bit, like with moving the kick drum over, I should say, like, or, but even that, like when I started shedding with some of my friends, it's like a lot of this stuff isn't hard, man. It's the same stuff we do in chops and coffee. It's just they're doing it super fast. They're doing like a crazy, they're like doing like 30-second note triplets or something, but it's simple patterns. It's just simple rudiment stuff, and then it's like, instead of the first note though, we're gonna play a kick on that right hand, instead of right, we're gonna play kick, or instead of right, like whatever, like stuff like that, where it's like, we're just gonna put a kick in between, or we're gonna put a kick before and make it a grouping of 5, and that'll throw everybody off. It's just that's how you take it and run with it. Now the problem is though, executing that like on the fly, and that's what I don't. That's where I start having problems, where it's like I can feel certain stuff, but some of these guys that, like, you go onto a shed, like when you see like Eric Moore shed or something, it's like, how do you even work on how do you even do that? Like, I don't know what that, like, I get what you're doing, but
Right.
how
It's
do you
insane.
fall into place like perfectly,
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram. He's just ridiculous. I mean,
he's ridiculous, but he's he's ridiculous.
like in a good way.
Yeah. He's cool. He's an incredible drummer, man. Incredible. But it's still like, that's another level, and he's been shedding and working on just chops like that since he was, probably 3 years old. So the way that Daryl, the way that you've been working on drum like rock drums and big fills and hand fill, like linear hand fills, is the same. It's like you've been working on that and you've got that sound polished. But then if he did it, yeah, he can do the sticking, but it's not going to feel and sound like it's gonna. He's been working on something different since he was a little kid.
Well, I think everybody on here, like the beginners too, would benefit from this problem that I'm having. Is now that I am putting the bass in there, single bass, but diddling, I lose the dynamic. So it's like pop 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 pop. Maybe there was some bass in there, pop 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 pop. You know what I mean? So I hit too hard with my hands. I know that. I've always been taught, because I get way too into it. I'm just smashing out. So that's something else. Now that I'm adding my feet, I'm having to learn to chill out on my hands.
Yeah.
To keep that even, so it just doesn't lose all dynamic when you.
I'm my
Guilty as charged.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured. Like, where a lot of people will get on a practice pad and we're hitting way too hard, because if you were going to do that on a snare, people would be like, whoa.
It's probably a bad thing that my silent strokes play as loud as they do. I should probably take that as an indicator that I am forcing it a little too much.
All this flam stuff that we're doing will really help you with that, to learn, control your sticks. My teacher was really, really good on that. He was really hard on me because I was, playing ska and reggae. I was playing the hi-hat as like the dominant, part of my drums. It was the loudest part. I was like laying into my hi-hat, and right away,
the studio, they yell at you for doing that.
Yeah, and right away he was like, "Oh, we gotta adjust. Your kick drum should be the loudest thing on your drum set. That's what makes people dance." And he's like, your snare is what people clap to, hopefully, and like your kick is what people dance to. And so he was like, you got to think about like a guy mixing you. We just need to bump your kick up a little bit and pull your hi-hat back a little bit. And then when you hear his my original teacher is no longer with us, but his son is an amazing drummer. I keep trying to get his son to come to this, but we're both the same age too, and we went to high school together. He was first chair, I was second chair for jazz band. But anyways, his son plays like that, where it's no denying his kick drum is what you feel. He has such a great sound, man. The way that he touches, his touch on his drums is just like, man, you can just make him sound so good. And but yeah, and he's really great with those triplety fills, those kick drum variation fills that, and then his kick drum is just so like you feel it in your chest, it's so good. So when you get that dynamic solid though, man, you that's when you really start sounding great, But those big giant beefy, you got those giant toms and doing like linear fills around that stuff, man, that's great. It's like, I respect though, like learning the kick drum fills. Those are cool too. That I don't know if I posted that that kick drum exercise on the Google Doc, but if not, I'll post it today, and so you can check that out and work through that and use any one of those as a fill, and you're off to the races, man. It's great. All right, what else? Who else is working on something? We got kick drum variations. Nobody's working on anything. Brennan's working on some kick drum beats.
Yeah, I'm also working on grooves too, just grooves straight up like 40 BPM and just
oh yeah,
having that space to mess up. Sorry, I cut somebody off. Just nobody was talking. So
that's all good.
I'm always working on tons of stuff. So
go ahead, Bob.
Well, I was just going to say I've been working on the syncopation book, and I'm very weak on the E's and the ands on the single strokes, starting with the right hand. Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to get stronger, in that I have a weak left hand, quite weak. I've been trying to work on those E's and ahs as accents, and then variations, and then syncopations good that way on the single strokes.
Yeah, that's cool. I just two of my students were like, they just started, and then I was like, they're brother and sister, and
oh cool.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we got them to start reading, and then they just like really picked up on reading. They like love that they can read snare drum music, you know. So the syncopation book is so great because it's like kick drum and snare, and so now I'm like, you're reading two things at the same time, and they're just like, oh my god, mind blown. And so their grandma bought each of them a syncopation book, and they're just like they're
awesome.
They're loving it. So that they're like, well, we looked at it and there were some things that we didn't know what they were, and then so we hadn't covered rests yet. So I'm like, oh, you got to talk about like the notes that we play and then the notes that we don't play, you know, like what we're supposed to not play. And so once they figured that out, they're like, oh man. So now they have like a whole week of, you know, trying to see how far they can get in the syncopation. We haven't covered dotted notes yet, so that's a whole nother. All right.
Well, I'm still working on my eternal Foo Fighter groove that my foot just does not want to cooperate with, even though it is like just so basic. It's, you know, it's one of those things. It's funny how something so basic can trip you up sometimes. So
man, my basic thing with that is so I have this problem where I love this one lick. I've seen a bunch of dudes do it. It's like Vinny does it a lot. Tosh, the drummer, this is like one of his warm-ups. But it's literally just like 16 notes, playing like right kick, right kick, right kick, right. That lick when, you know, like Vinny's like boom, you know, that kind of thing. And I cannot get, it's my weakness. I cannot. I've sat behind my drums for like 30 minutes and just went, you know, and I can do it at that tempo, but I want to do it like even right there, it's just not working. So, but I can do like, you know, those kind of things. I can alternate, but I can't do it like this. So that's, there we go. It's like they go, my foot and my hand go off.
Yeah.
So
and what makes me crazy, I was going to say, is what makes me crazy about it. It's eighth notes at 140 beats a minute. So it's just like, why can't I do this? I can do all sorts of other things, eighth notes at 140 beats per minute, including stuff that's harder than this. Yeah. Why can't I do this? So one day. I want
that one so bad. And I'm just like, it just doesn't, I just have to accept that my brain will not accept that. And I know I can work on it and get it, but it's just not working out. So. And you should see, like, you know, Tosh is like, here's my warm up, and it's just like, you know, and I'm like, oh my god, that's your warm up. Okay, cool, yeah, thanks. See you later. So yeah, it's all good. I love that, you know, especially in this group that we're all working on stuff. We're continuing to learn, continuing to grow, and it's not like the attitude isn't like, yeah, I mean, I already know all that stuff. You know, it's like, it's cool that everyone's willing to work on stuff that they've already worked on or stuff that they already know, and you know, help others to learn too. I think that's really great. It makes a great vibe for this. So awesome. This has been a great week for Chops and Coffee. I really appreciate you guys joining in again. And we have a great group today, so it's really cool. Yeah, and then I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I hope you guys continue to grow as drummers, like I've been saying all morning. Yeah, have fun with it. You know, don't beat yourself up, and realize that you know, you're accepted in your community and you belong here. You belong in the drum community because you play drums, and that's where it should begin and end. It shouldn't be about how great you are or how you compare to Eric Moore. It should be that you are still playing drums and you're doing it because you're awesome. So, yeah, thank you guys for making me feel like that as well. Making me feel like I belong behind my drums today, and that I'm accepted in my community. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday.
Sounds good.
All right.
See you, everybody.
Corey.
See ya.
Thank
Brennan,
you, Corey.
I'm just gonna stay on.
Very much.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thanks for joining.